We will now introduce you to our top 16 drivers here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Here are your drivers. Kicking things off, the 777 and that Falcon Tires, Borla Exhaust, Corvette, the Beast from the Bay, Matt Field. Coming up next, a 3-time champion, 6 coming into points into this round of competition, the NOS Energy Drink. Nissan 370Z on Nexon Tires. It is Chris the Force Forsberg. Coming in 5th in points in this round of competition, he is in that gum out Toyota Racing, Toyota 86 on Nitto Tires. It is Ryan Tuerck. He lived up to his nickname earlier today, got into a tussle with Castro, but here he is in top 16 in the Oracle Lighting Dodge Viper on Achilles Tires. It is Deane Carnage Kearney. Coming all the way from the Brazil, he is known as the Sheriff in that Drift HQ Barbarious Monster Energy Achilles Tire. Corvette his first time in Formula Drift, top 16. It is Schwab. Originally from Lithuania, now living in Southern California. His wife and kids cheering him on in that Falcon Tires. Field suspension, Falcon Tires, S14.5. It is Odi Bakchis. Another former champ in the mix in the Essa Autosports Achilles Tire BMW. It is Michael Essa. Moving on down the line, our next vehicle after Michael Essa, a longtime FD veteran in that Gretty Performance Toyota Racing, Toyota 86 on Achilles Tires. It is Kenshiro the Gushi. It is Saturday night, keep the party going. Another FD champion in the mix, another veteran. He is in that turn 14 distribution. Falcon Tire, Subaru BRZ with Enos oil running through the veins. It is Slide or Daijiro Yoshihara. The no-lift soldier is his old nickname. He is ready to rowdy here in this BC Racing Nitto Tires Mustang RTR. It is Chelsea DeNofa. He is shooting for Formula Drift Rookie of the Year, bettering his chances here in top 16 in the Napoleon Motorsports Nitto Tires. Calls the car Old Red. Makes some noise for Travis Reeder. Up next, cool as a cucumber, but it's about to get lit. From the 909, that's Riverside, and the Power Stop Brakes Energy Innovations Cora Works 350Z hardstyle on his way to top 16. Ryan Litteral. Literally. Moving on down the line, a championship contender. He holds a championship already. Can he make it to her in 2019 in the Rockstar Energy Drink? Nexon Tires, Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla hatchback. It is Fredric, the Norwegian Hammer, Aasbo. Our next driver, 2-time and defending Formula Drift champion. On run 1, he got 99 points. On run 2, he bettered it with the perfect score of 100. That's why Robbie Valance, general manager of Advanced Auto Parts from Watauga, Texas, is giving him our top qualifier Black Magic Award. To our number 1 qualifier in the Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires, Sylvia S15, James the Machine Deane. Next up, rounding out that 2-car international team, coming to us from Poland. He's in the Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires S15. It is the Candyman, Piotr Visek. And rounding out our top 16, truly an international flair here. This event in that up garage, Achilles Tire S15, with that VR engine poking out. It is Kazuya Taguchi. There are your top 16 drivers. Are you ready to send it? Stomp your feet, Texas. Let's make some noise. Lorette Nickel is with one of our drivers now. Lorette?
A big congratulations. Ryan Litteral goes into his second top 16 of 2019. And Ryan, there's been some changes for you from St. Louis to here. Tell us what those are.
Yeah, so we added a nitrous outlet, 100-shot nitrous kit that it wasn't necessarily something that we felt that we were suffering from, but there were definitely areas that we could improve on and we could utilize from nitrous. So we're extremely thankful for the nitrous outlet guys coming on board and giving us that extra added variant of competitive edge. And we also installed, we had some brake issues in St. Louis, so thankful to Power Stop for supplying us with their off-the-shelf 370Z Nismo kit that we're able to directly bolt onto our 350Z, and it gave us a very consistent and linear brake feel, and we haven't had any brake issues all event, so we're excited.
That's awesome. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Guys?
Right on. Thank you, Lorette. Run what you brung. If it's your first event or your 100th event, thanks for joining us here. I'm Jared Deane, Ryan Sage. Gosh, what's her name again? Lorette Nickel. I'm joking. Lorette Nickel there. I almost said Ryan. I almost said Lorette Litteral. Here we go. It's literally going down. Here's our first battle. This is James Deane versus Matt Field. James Deane throws it in really hot and heavy. Matt Field's right there. Woo! Woo! Rick, look at this. Right on the door. James Deane, Mr. Perfect, and come through the smoke is Matt Field right there in the transition. What a great way to start top 16. Into that outer zone goes James Deane, Matt Field. The beats from the Bay, the claws are out. Make some noise, Texas, and around the world, drifting world nation. Wow.
Matt Field was not playing games there. The approach in the chase, immediately diving in right there against James Deane. Deane looking like he had that really big, close to 100-point qualifying run. A little bit less angle in outside zone 1 for Field, but incredible proximity here by Field. He falls a little bit off that inside clip, but the proximity really is the standout element here for Field in the chase. James Deane, no major mistakes in the lead position from what I can see. You can see a little bit less angle here from Field coming through outside zone 3, but the proximity certainly was a standout moment for him. And if Matt Field can lay down a similar lead run, James Deane is really going to have to bring his A game in the chase.
And we've seen it from him before. He goes against Peter Visek. We saw it in Seattle, those multiple moments. I mean, that was just unbelievable. But, you know, as you say, that overhead angle, that's a great addition to Formula Drift, utilizing that as a judging tool. You know, either the static or the more dynamic FPV of Johnny FPV. But you can see as Matt Field, you know, on that on the third outer zone, the back end didn't get all the way out there. If James Deane can really massage his car to get out there, that could be the deciding factor. Like you said, proximity, but now it's placed in the car. Here we go, Matt Field goes in that first outer zone. James Deane, the machine, drops into formation. There we go. He does bring it right there on the door. It is almost to be expected, but now transitioning through. There is Matt Field almost pulling away from James Deane, both of them around that first front clip. Oh, doctor into the tire wall goes Matt Field, our first battle of top 16. And every corner of that Falcon Tires Borla exhaust Corvette comes in way too hot and burns it.
Matt, in my opinion, Matt Field was on the precipice of potentially beating James Deane here. As we were looking at that drone run, I noticed that James Deane actually had a little bit of braking on the inside clip 1, and the judges may have deemed that against him. He was blasting through this course. Deane very tight, and he just catches the tire wall. And if he was going to get the win there, at this point right here, it's basically over. Ryan, if we can bring you in real quick, I just want to get your take of the battle.
Round of applause, round of applause. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan.
No, that's okay, very appropriate. Up until that point with Matt and James.
I think you guys hit the nail on the head. We just talked about it ourselves. We all kind of threw up our hands and said, Matt, you had it.
Yeah.
That would have been Matt all the way right there, due to, as you pointed out, James Deane's mistake at inside clip 1 when he was leading. He lost angle, got off throttle. Matt, they actually maybe made contact there during that point in time, and I believe that Matt would have won this battle had he not crashed right here, right now. So he just threw away a win against the first place qualifier, against the, I believe
championship
James
contender, our points leader. As there we have it. So slide him left for Matt Field. Oh, no, you all know the answer. Slide him right for James Deane after we talked to Ryan Lontaine. There it is. It's official. James Deane gets the win after a hard hit. Matt Field, both these Falcon Tires drivers. Round of applause for both of them. Again, a serious competition, a serious battle, a great way to start the top 16. There's Carnage talking to Matt Field, and you can see them absolutely gutted. Again, a new engine put in the car. Matt, hold your head high, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good.
He said he's good, and that's good. But obviously, I know Matt. He's gonna be bummed. But there's Vaughn. He's feeling it right now for him too. We are one battle in the top 16, and if you just missed it, Matt Field and James Deane, our current points leader, go at it toe to toe. All right, so man, let's go ahead and throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with the Beast from the Bay.
Jared, thank you so much. My first question to you, Matt, are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm good.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right. It looked like you were putting everything on the line against James Deane there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a pretty solid follow, so all I had to do was lay down an incredible lead. I feel like I started doing just that, and leaving zone 2, coming into zone 3, the car started to misfire, started to run like crap. I was clutch kicking it and made it around inner clip 1, but as soon as I transitioned to the wall, outer zone 4, the car just had no pickup, no nothing. I got on the throttle, didn't do anything, and when you can't get on the throttle there, that's what happens, so, yep.
Terribly sorry, Matt.
Yep, we're good. Thank you.
Jared.
Thank you, Lorette. And
I wonder if he knows what Ryan was saying there yet, if anybody's reported back to him that he was going to win that battle had he finished that last turn.
Yoshihara warming up his Falcon tires and that turbocharged LS BRZ. So quite a menagerie there of that turn 14 distribution, Ineos oil, and of course Falcon tires. He's been on Falcon tires since, no, not day one. I take that back. I was going to say day one, but he's been on competitors, but he's been on Falcon for quite some time. Michael Essa will lead. He just barely qualifies over Yoshihara again, 8 and 9. So again, another reason why this is going to be a fairly equally matched battle here in the Ford top 16. Michael Essa in that Essa Autosports Achilles tire BMW, and Daijiro Yoshihara in that BRZ. Second battle, top 16. Who's going against James Deane? That's the question. Essa or Yoshihara. Here we go. First half of this battle, Essa initiates. Yoshihara slides up right to the side of Michael Essa. No contact was made. Now into that second outer zone. Can they bring it out there? Essa does. Yoshihara, man, really hanging out in that smoke signal. Transitioning around that first front clipping point. You can see Yoshihara a little wavering there in the chase position, but how he is seeing through that smoke is always just it's impressive.
Pretty straight up battle here. Essa gets back on throttle well before the first standing cone. Look at Dai right there, keeping the pressure on. A little bit of a lower line there. He makes an adjustment, falls back. Essa outside zone number 2. Moving across is Essa to 3. Tight on that inside clip. Here comes Dai in the chase. Essa fills that outside zone completely. Dai falls off for a second and then surges forward till the end. And that was a great way to start off the first half of this battle. Let's switch it up with Dai in the lead and Michael Essa chasing him down.
You can see the cameras being switched around, the clipping points being put back in position. Thank you to Ford and Ford Performance for the loaner F-150s for our track workers. The Ford top 16, second half of this battle. Dai Yoshihara, Michael Essa. You can see the lights in between the cars. When they extinguish, the lead car can leave, or I should say, the lead car can't leave until the lights extinguish. The chase car can jump the light, meaning can't leave before it extinguishes. Dai Yoshihara initiates. Now Michael Essa, he is doing exactly what Dai did. A little bit further back. Again, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. Dai Yoshihara builds the outer zone. Michael Essa, whoa, buddy! Woo! Michael Essa transitions and tries to stick it to the door. He has to back off a little bit as Dai Yoshihara brings it around that final front clip. Ryan, that was very exciting going into that third outer zone.
That went by really fast too, and
Right.
at first pass it seemed very similar to the first run. You can see Michael Essa tucking up on the inside there, maybe a little bit better line than Dai in his chase comparatively, but Dai blazing out front with a great lead here. Deep into outside zone 3, tight on that inside clip, smooth transition back around, floats it into the decel zone and then on throttle, and that's where you see a little bit of the separation there towards the end as Michael Essa tries to close the door.
to that final inside clip and the finish line.
Got the light switch raves going on here. And here we go. Slide him left for Yoshihara, right for Michael Essa. Where are we going? Ryan says Yoshihara gets the win. And Daijiro Yoshihara is going against James Deane. Ryan Lantain going to you. It is unanimous. Dai on it.
Yeah, he did a great job in the lead and chase. As I was just talking to Brian to get his feelings on it, he did better. It was a very close run. You know, if a couple of little things had gone a different way, I think we would have maybe had one more time on our hands there. But
all right, thank you very much. Here we go. Moving on to our next battle. An FD rookie from Brazil, João Barrion, going against a veteran, Ryan Tuerck. João Barrion was intended to go against Von Gittin Jr., Ryan Tuerck's Drift Alliance brother, but Von Gittin Jr. couldn't fix his car in time, and now he's going against Ryan Tuerck. And he just took out JTP in his earlier battle. João Barrion trying to get the outside zone. Gets almost out there. Now Ryan Tuerck in the chase position. Wow, João Barrion, straight line approach into that final outer zone. Comes up just a little bit short. He whips it in there. So Ryan, I have to say,
well, a lot of unanswered questions coming into this battle here. João with that e-brake full initiation. Gets to that outside zone, a little bit on the inside. Tuerck makes an adjustment, very close here. Now watch this as we get to that outside zone. He's going to miss it, a little bit of wavering there, almost drives straight through that inside clip. Does not get to the outside zone, so you have to wonder what's going through Tuerck's mind. How much should he attack? May not be familiar exactly with João and his driving style. You can see that little bit of a movement there from João. Just nicks that inside clip, and we'll switch things up. This time clean air for Ryan Tuerck out front, and we'll get to see João chase down a championship contender here. A great opportunity for Ryan Tuerck to remain in the hunt, making it through the top 16 if he can beat João right now.
so here we go. Ryan Tuerck will now lead João Barrion. The Barbaros Drift HQ, Monster Energy, Achilles Tire, Corvette. And here comes Ryan Tuerck initiating. João Barrion drops into formation. Ryan Tuerck with that wide swing on that outside zone. João Barrion makes a correction. Tries to initiate Ryan Tuerck out to that second outer zone, now powering through that power rally. Around that front clip, João Barrion makes a mistake in the chase position. Ryan Tuerck gets to the outside zone, now tightens up to that front clip and brings it around and across the finish line.
Well, there was a big mistake through the first inside clip from João, and Ryan Tuerck had already gained a bit of proximity. It kind of started right there with the big straightening from João. Tuerck is out front, blasting, and right here João's front end is going to wash out right before that inside clip. Meanwhile, Tuerck looks pretty good out front.
And remember, Ryan Tuerck came into this round of competition 5th in points overall. Slide him left for Tuerck, right for João Barrion. Ryan, Andy, and Brian say Ryan Tuerck gets the win and advances on into the Great 8. Nitrous spray there from the V8 of Travis Reeder, all red. Chris Forsberg already waiting on the line. Qualifying 5th, Travis Reeder qualifying 12th. And Travis Reeder, FD Pro rookie, first ever to have an electric vehicle in Formula Drift head-to-head competition. He's going against one of the best in the biz. Technically speaking, the best in the biz. 3-time champion. He's the only 3-time champion behind the wheel of that NOS energy drink, Nissan 370Z. Chris has a win earlier this year. Would love to get back on the box. 6th in points coming in this round of competition. Travis Reeder, Napoleon Motorsports, Nitto Tires S13. Here comes Chris Forsberg, and it looks like, and that is a restart. Looks like he jumped the light, so that is not a strike. That was a faulty on the starting light. All right, let's see if we're good to go here. That was a false start for neither of the drivers. And there we go, so there it is. Chris Forsberg out front, Travis Reeder in that chase position. As Forsberg comes into that outer zone, Travis Reeder right there on the door. Forsberg not getting all the way out to that second outer zone, transitions into the third. Hammers down now into that final outer zone and into the front clip. Travis Reeder brings it on through, Ryan.
Well, let's take a look at this. We knew Reeder was going to be no slouch here, and he's not afraid to dive right in there, get to the door of Forsberg. Forsberg Forsberg, great job on outside zone 1, but as you said, Jared, leaves a little bit less on outside zone 2. 3, he comes back around, but he's just right at the edge. He had a little bit of braking there at that inside clip, which had Reeder been in proximity, could have been a little bit scary for him. Reeder was not totally in the fight here.
Now let's alternate the order. Travis Reeder will now lead. Chris Forsberg will give chase. Let's see how Old Red handles the clean air, and Chris Forsberg in tow. Looks like a clip got hit. And we are clear to send. Local time 8:25. The weather, again, considerably cool compared to earlier today. Got down to a nice 88 degrees. By the time we're done, about 84. So here we go. Travis Reeder drops a tire off the edge of the course, taps the brakes, comes off of that outside zone a little early. Ryan, a fairly similar line by Travis Reeder of Chris Forsberg. Way off of that front clip is Reeder. Big angle to that outside zone is Reeder, allowing Forsberg to catch up to him. Ryan?
Chris Forsberg trying to bring the fight here against Travis Reeder. Reeder gets out of the gate, dips a tire right there at the last standing cone during initiation, but does a pretty good job on that outside zone. Forsberg has to surge on outside zone 1. Now coming across, Reeder just on the inside line there, but misses inside clip 1. Big angle there. Forsberg super tight through this final section there and trying to sew it up. Let's take a look at Reeder coming through the center section. He was also a bit on the inside line of both outside zones 2 and 3. Also missed that inside clip.
And you could see Forsberg and Reeder waiting for the outcome. Forsberg coming in 6th in points into this round of competition. Travis Reeder going for that Rookie of the Year. The winner going against Ryan Tuerck. Will it be Forsberg or Reeder? And it's unanimous. Chris Forsberg gets the win and advances on. Round of applause for Travis Reeder and the Napoleon Motorsports Nitto Tire S13. Again, Rookie of the Year contention. The Blackout Boys, Ryan Tuerck and Chris Forsberg, will be going against each other. We have 4 drivers in the Grade 8. James Deane against Yoshihara, Tuerck against Forsberg. Speaking of James Deane, the Red Nickel is with the machine now.
Unfortunately for Matt Field, we just saw him go into the tires, and you told me that you saw it happening and you narrowly missed getting wrapped up in it. So how did you avoid that?
It was a tricky one. Obviously, Matt chased me really hard while I was leading. I knew I had to chase really hard, and we were doing a pretty nice chase run up until inside clip 1, and as we transitioned, I probably had the best view in the house. I could see that he was just going a bit too wide, and I tried to hold on to my line like we were going in there so fast, and I held my ground, but unfortunately for Matt, he got stuck in the tires, and not the way you want to see it.
James, going against Yoshihara, what are your expectations there?
Yeah, so great ride. You know, I always really enjoy driving with Dai. He's a really smooth, consistent, fast driver, so just want to try hard and hopefully put on a good show, and let's see where it goes.
James, thanks.
Thank you.
Jared.
Thank you, Lorette. James Deane, like you said, best seat in the house.
Best seat in the house, yeah.
Next up, we are on the other side of this top 16 bracket. Odi Bakchis versus Deane Kearney, the Oracle Lighting. You can see the lights all about the car, the Oracle Lighting, Achilles tire Dodge Viper. He's been out here in Texas for quite some time, about a week plus. And again, Aaron Kaufman and the ArcLight guys were working on some suspension bits, and then his team worked on it when him and Castro got into it. Odi Bakchis, well, again, he went against Austin Meeks. He had some contact as well. Texas always delivers, but who's going to deliver a victory? Odi Bakchis or Deane Kearney? Transitioning to the outside sweeper. Odi Bakchis using all the course. Deane Kearney kind of dives in on the inside, but gains some proximity. Now into that second outer zone. Odi Bakchis, again, the track is changing, the course, the grip, all of it. As Odi with massive angle, you can see Deane Kearney punting that center cone. And then now bringing into that final clip. Ryan, interesting there in the middle portion of that run.
Yeah, so much emphasis has been put on the inside clip and the momentum and flow through there. Deane surging forward in the chase. Odi Bakchis very deep into outside zone 1. Now pushing to outside zone 2, but Deane not giving an inch. Coming through the center section. Big angle there from Odi. Deane in the background punts the inside clip. but still maintains proximity, but Odi goes super deep into outside zone 4. So championship implications here for Odi Bakchis. Deane Kearney battling through a lot this weekend, looking very fast now, and he's got an opportunity here, like many other drivers tonight, to play spoiler.
So Odi Bakchis, the perennial champion, right? Like always, or perennial contender for the championship. He's always in the mix.
Yeah, he's always in the mix.
Here we go. Deane Kearney, Odi Bakchis. Let's change up the order. Who's coming out on top? The blue lights are glowing underneath that Dodge Viper. Oh, look at Odi Bakchis getting turned out of the gate. Woo! Deane Kearney ripping in that turbocharged SRT10 Dodge Viper. Now coming through this power rally. Deane Kearney with a ton of horsepower, ton of speed. Now into this, oh man! Woo! Allowing Odi to actually gain that ground. I thought Deane was actually going to slip, slide, and go into the tires as well, but that he scrubbed some speed. Which watch Odi.
It was hard to tell here to see if Deane was rocketing up to the initiation or if he was kind of throttling up to it. But you can see Odi took a very aggressive approach there in the chase position. Deane gets through that second outside zone. Now he's flying. Third outside zone just filled on the inside. Bakchis hits that outside zone. And a wide line there from Deane. Odi makes an adjustment. They barely come together. And then a big smoke line through the finish line. Let's take a look at this outside zone here from Deane. Yeah, just gets right there. Odi following him in the smoke line. And when he came through that inside clip, his line pushed a little bit wide here. Typically we see these guys arc a little bit closer, and he leaves the zone a little bit early. But both drivers coming to play here, and a very tight run overall.
A good run. Here we go. Deane Kearney, Odi Bakchis. Ryan, you talk about the championship, and it looks like Odi Bakchis is still in contention. Next up, DeNofa and Gushi. We talked about two very different styles. That DeNofa is very fast. You kept calling him the people's champion, specifically in that front clip, the first front clip. That Mustang is clamoring, seething right now at the bit. Nitrous spray. He's ready to send it. He's going against an FD veteran of Ken Gushi. In that Gretty Performance Toyota Racing, Toyota 86, Toyota headquarters here in Texas. They have a few dogs in the fight, including Ken Gushi, Fredric Aasbo, and of course, Ryan Tuerck. Here we go. Chelsea DeNofa comes out, comes swinging that BC Racing Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. Ken Gushi is seeing tap of the brakes there from DeNofa. That might allow Ken Gushi, that 2J86, to maintain that proximity. Look at that, flying through, past that front clip. Chelsea DeNofa actually tapping that front clip. Oh, buddy! An interesting line there. It looked like DeNofa was actually, watch this, watch it again. Ryan, slowly talk us through this, specifically on the outside zone.
Well, the first part is not super crazy. You see DeNofa get to the outside zone, comes off a little bit early. Gushi was on a little bit of a tighter line, but then got back on it. Now watch right here. You're going to see him.
Huge angle.
Big angle, but not really filling the zone. And then Gushi comes through the smoke line very straight, and looks like a little bit of adjustment there. Maybe even a bit of a tap. It was hard to tell coming from that angle. Let's see if we can see it here. So great job on outside zone 2. On 3, he's a little bit short there. And then Gushi, as he transitions, come through the smoke line, he's going to be real tight coming through that last section, which is pointing towards outside zone 4. There was a little bit of contact. And they need to assess fault.
Right here, it looks like, again, you can see Gushi's on a tighter line. DeNofa has to re-answer. You see the attitude of DeNofa's car. So Gushi's front left hit the right side, or the passenger side of that Mustang.
So obviously they want fault for contact, and they are giving it to Ken. It's not really going to play into the battle. There's no incomplete. The only way that a contact looks benign, but there's a broken part that plays a role.
And again, yesterday was Friday 13th, but it is still getting wacky out here at Texas Motor Speedway for the Advanced Auto Parts Showdown presented by Rain-X. Again, we'll be right back. Man, Ryan, this event is absolutely insane. But you know what? Before we move on, let's throw it down to Lorette. She's with the Force.
Well, I was wondering if there's a different set of challenges when the sun goes down, and obviously we're in darkness here. And Chris, talk about that.
Yeah, so the track, obviously it's a lot darker, it's harder to see. You know, there's a couple blind spots out on the track, especially when we're running the headlights through the smoke, creates the blind spots, you know, even more so than the daytime. And the other thing is the track gets a lot tighter, a lot grippier, and so There's the balance of, are people loosening their cars up to make it easier to drive and better flow, or are they just letting it eat that extra bit, be a little quicker? So it's a hard gamble because, you know, some people take advantage of the extra grip and some people make adjustments, and so just kind of got to roll the dice.
Chris, thanks.
Thank you.
Guys.
Here we go. So now we are going to be seeing, I believe this is Piotr Visek versus Ryan Litteral. Ryan Litteral in that power stop breaks. Koro works. Nissan 350Z. Piotr Visek, the Candyman, versus Litteral. Into that first outer zone. Visek throwing it down. And now into that second outer zone goes Visek. Transitions into, oh, it looks like Ryan Litteral totally forgoes that second outer zone. Now into that final outer zone. Visek goes deep. Little pucker effect there, grabs a seat. As Litteral, the nitrous, I mean, they are blazing.
Yeah, Litteral is very fast, and you need that to keep up with Piotr Visek. Let's take a look at this. Litteral on a tighter line in outside zone 1. Misses outside zone 2, but Piotr goes wide. Piotr, middle part of outside zone 3. Litteral through the smoke line, quick transition. Visek hangs it out there and really gets close to that wall. Watch this. Visek to outside zone 2, but Litteral not able to get out there. Does a better job following the line here. Visek makes it through that inside clip without hitting it. And then he really pushed deep into that final outside zone, Jared. Very close to touching the tire wall.
Yeah, that got, I saw you go, ee! And Laurent Nickel caught up with Ryan Litteral, who's now leading this second half of this battle. He talks about adding the nitrous to the car. That was the laughing gas, and he might be laughing his way past the Candyman, or Candyman's going to sprinkle his sweetness on this track in order to deliver a great 8 berth. Can Ryan Litteral advance on from the 16? Only his second top 16. Erupts, Ryan.
That was nasty by Visek right here. Take a look. Boom. Locks right into the pocket there. Sticks with it. Litteral blazing through that outside zone, but Visek is not letting him go. Sweeping through that in middle portion, but he misses the third outside zone. Now coming back around to the final outside zone, and Visek still unable to be shaken. Unbelievable chase job, but Ryan Litteral so fast, and Piotr Visek really had to put down a solid chase run on that one.
And I gotta say, Ryan Litteral had a great lead run. Visek put a lot of entrustment into that lead vehicle of Ryan Litteral. So again, just risking it for the biscuit, doing it for not only the Grand, but doing it for the fans. Again, drifting fans worldwide. As man, I was just in Warsaw, Poland, and I got to tell you, the Polish drift scene is massive. There's a lot of talent out there. You know, from Bartos, if you haven't seen him, you know, he's a gentleman that lost his arms in a motorcycle accident. He has an amazing car, but again, a lot of talent out there. Who's advancing onto the grade 8, Litteral or Visek? Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Unfortunately, Litteral and the Power Stop CoroWorks vehicles knocked out, but rightfully so. Piotr Visek, an unbelievable showing there. Some great chasing there, and just really dominant, showing you why. You know, he's had success here. He's won at Irwindale, and he is in contention for the championship as well. So look at Ryan. All the contenders still in. James Deane, Tuerck, Forsberg. That's 1, 5, 6, and now third. Aasbo, he's in the mix. I mean, Odi's in.
Yeah.
Odi's still in. I mean, everybody, it's gonna, man.
I'm still kind of reeling.
Let's go to Irwindale.
I'm still kind of reeling a little bit from the Litteral Visek battle, because Litteral really did bring out the best of Piotr there, and that's a high compliment, I think.
Totally. This is the second half of that battle. Remember, Ken Gushi was at fault. There was contact made. They will still judge that run.
No incomplete,
No incomplete. So they will judge that run as is, but Ken Gushi, he obviously took that tighter line, if you can recall that run, but now he's got the clean air. Here we go, Goosh. The great performance. Toyota race Toyota 86, but Chelsea DeNofa, say howdy, get rowdy, ready to rowdy. Here we go. Man, a billow of smoke coming out the back end of that 86. He is rolling coal as Chelsea DeNofa takes out that front clip into this final outer zone. Here goes Chelsea right there to the side of that 86, but it just looks like he tempered the flame, kind of turned it down to about 7 instead of 11.
Smoke machine here by Ken Gushi. Nice initiation, back on throttle right before the outside zone. Great job. Deep angle, deep line into outside zone 1. DeNofa trying to battle his way through the smoke line. He's going to be on a much tighter line here. Gushi went a bit deeper. He also hits that inside clip, but he's keeping the proximity on. Is this enough to swing it in one direction as DeNofa ties up the back end and closes the door? Here's run number 1, going through it again. DeNofa, similar entry point with getting back on throttle. Middle part of outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, he filled it much better there. How's Gushi doing in the chase? Big angle from DeNofa, just hits it. And this is where Gushi kind of is transition, put him on a little bit of an inside line, and that's where we saw the contact.
Did you like on my folly? I felt like I was saying boink, doink, boink, here, aruga. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. The results for Gushi and DeNofa. Slide them left for Gush or right for Chelsea DeNofa. The BC Racing Netto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR gets the victory and will advance on. One more battle left in top 16. And that is Kazuya Taguchi and our other championship contender, Fredric Aasbo. If Aasbo moves on to the 8, the top 6 points leaders will advance. And there is the full moon. It's a good moon, full moon on Saturday night song. Ryan, can you think of one right now? Bad Moon Horizon? Okay, there we go. Bad Moon Horizon, that's a good one. All right, here we go. This is Kazuya Taguchi from Japan going against Norwegian's own, the former champ, Fredric, the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo. Kazuya Taguchi up garage Achilles tire. Ooh, and looks like we got a false start, kids. No.
So right here, Taguchi is really going to push the pace. We know that he wants to get this win against Aasbo, and he can play a big role in dictating the championship. Deane has already moved on. Odi's already moved on. Tuerck's already moved on. Forsberg's already moved on.
What I just said was basically, if Aasbo gets in, our top 6 points leaders are all in the Great 8. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Aasbo sparking, firing, rootin' tootin'. I mean, mind you, we are in Texas. Woo! Look at that smoke from Taguchi. Ow! Oh! Contact from Aasbo. Shredding that back up garage. Oh my goodness. Yard sale. Oh, doctor, look at this.
Taguchi coming through the second outside zone. He's a bit in the middle. And then right here, Aasbo door to door. You can see a little bit of a bump there. The front light gets knocked out by the cone. Shred some more pieces. Aasbo staying in it, keeping it close to the finish line. And it will be a run judged as is. Here we go, coming through the center section. Watch the lights of Taguchi. Let's just make sure. See, he's braking right there. Aasbo is avoiding that. So that could be a mistake on on Taguchi.
Yeah.
I mean, really crazy occurrence. You can see the lights from that side of things. This is where Aasbo makes a little bit of that adjustment, and when he hits that, it's really on how when he hits the cone, it takes his light out, and then we get that yard cell effect that you talked about.
Yeah, look at, oh, he ran over it. That's what happened. Took that front right headlight, and then he ran over it.
Definitely on Kazuya there, braking where he shouldn't be, slowing where he shouldn't be, and we'll see what happens now.
Are they just going for it?
Looks like they're going for it. They just taped up. Yeah, they kind of cleared it. They taped up the bumper there, got it secure. Kazuya's got one headlight, and we're going for it.
All right, thank you, Ryan Lonsane. Here we go. So one headlight, Kazuya Taguchi. I want to sing one headlight in Japanese. That'd be amazing. So as Fredric Aasbo will now lead, man, throw some race tape on and send it. Make some noise, Texas. These gladiators of the grid. Aasbo going for the championship, says risk it for the biscuit. Here we go. Send it, fellas. Aasbo transitions now into that outside zone. Here comes Kazuya Taguchi. Right there. Look, he's right on the door. The up garage Achilles tire S15. Into that second outer zone. Aasbo lacking a little bit of angle, but now snaps into it. Around that first front clip. Transition into that final outer zone. There goes Fredric Aasbo now bringing into that final zone. Pop, block, and drop across the finish line. Kazuya Taguchi overshooting that final front clip. Ryan, we're only in the top 16, kiddo.
Taguchi came to play. It's a great chase run because it's a great lead run from Fredric Aasbo. Both drivers going back and forth. You have to make sure, you have to think that that first mistake is going to play a big role here. Did Aasbo do enough in his lead? Did he get out to outside zone 3? He does fill outside zone 4. But Taguchi just pushes a little bit wide there, but it was great proximity by him through 3/4 of the track, just falling back a little bit there towards the end. And let's see what the judges.
Wow, that was a quick account. So here we go. Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Fredric Aasbo gets the win. So again, our top 6 points leaders are in the Great 8. Our Great 8 has been forged, and right off the bat, James Deane, our current points leader, Mr. Perfect this weekend. twice this year. We haven't seen it in, what was the, since Tanner Faust was it? What was it, how many years was it? Until we haven't seen a perfect 100-point run? Again, Tanner.
2005, 2006.
Okay. So you're saying estimated there. So
it's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those. So it's been quite some time, but we've seen 2 this year. Justin Pollock and now this event. 99, and he betters it with 100. So again, the best overall score we've ever seen. James Deane, Yoshihara, 3 championships between the both of them. Of course, James Deane, 2-time and defending champion. Can he make it a perfect event? Yoshihara is going to try to put a stop to it. Both these guys on Falcon tires. Down to that first outer zone. Big sweeper here into that second outer zone, maintaining that angle all the way through, transition through the power alley, snapping into that second outer zone, tightening up to that front clip. Now coming into that final outer zone, James Deane, precision artwork like a doctor, and then wrapping around that final front clip. Ryan, great job there, but we know what James is capable in the chase position.
Yeah, you really can't give him an inch. You have to put on the chase of your life with James Deane, knowing that he is going to come back super strong in his chase. Dai does a great job out front. Deane is leading him on a really good line here. He's deep into that outside zone, but right here he's going to miss that inside clip in the chase position and fall back a little bit. And this is an area where Deane can capitalize in his chase run as they mix things up. And now James Deane goes to the chase and Daijiro Yoshihara goes to the lead position.
Our first battle of the Grade 8, the second half, thumbs up. Lights are on. Let's send it. Yoshihara, James Deane. See if we get a clean start, and we do. No cones hit. Yoshihara initiates. Let's see. Oh, and Dai drops a tire. James Deane gets to the side of that BRZ. Coming out in that second outer zone, can James Deane maintain this proximity? Transitions, gives himself a little bit of room. Now ripping through, you can see him take some proximity, or sorry, take some angle out of it to gain proximity. And James Deane actually falling back quite a bit. Not signature James Deane, but still really good.
Yeah, still really good.
Yeah.
Here's Dai right here, just dips that tire right there before initiation. Now back on throttle, James Deane shining the lights right towards us, super close through that second outside zone. Now ripping around to the other side is Dai, very deep in outside zone 3. And look at Deane on the transition, coming right through the smoke line, and as you said, just a slight little fall off there, but not as extreme as Dai's when he was in his chase position. Dai doing a great job in the lead, and that's allowing James to have an incredible chase run. Trying to max that angle out, better it, or keep it the same as the lead driver. Here we go.
Slide him left for Yoshihara, right for James Deane. Ryan, Andy, and Brian, it's unanimous. James Deane, the machine, moves on into the Final Four. And guess what? He's guaranteed a podium here in Texas because he's #1 qualifier. All right, so before we move on to our next battle, the other Wordhouse Drift Team driver is with Lorette Nickel.
Congratulations on your win, man. You knew that Ryan Litteral was hungry, but you took the win, and you were talking to me about the visibility challenges that you're having out there. So tell the fans at home about that.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it was the first run during the night, so I want to figure out how the track actually looks like during those conditions, during that time. And visibility is the issue, I have to say, especially the second and third outside zone when you carry the most speed through them. And then you have to be really precise through the first front clipping point. It's hard, but now, maybe after this lap, I will be better prepared for the next battle, and fingers crossed for that.
Peter, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Jared.
Thank you, Lorette. And Piotr Visek is just, I don't know if it's just like a sinister grin, like he's got like a William Dafoe grin to him, right? Am I correct in saying, Ryan?
Oh, 100%.
I am the Candyman. And here we go. This is the Blackout Boys. These two boys have been blacking it out in their garage, and now they're about to throw down here in Texas. Here we go. Chris Forsberg, Ryan Tuerck. Them Blackout Boys are going to put it down. The NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370 here. Christopher Forsberg in that big sweeper. Now coming through that second outside zone into the third outside zone. Firing off. Here comes Ryan Tuerck in that chase position. Into the outer zone, and Ryan Tuerck makes a mistake. Ryan Tuerck goes off, and that's going to hurt Ryan Tuerck's results.
Big snap there by Chris Forsberg in the lead, but not phased at all is Ryan Tuerck, super close, staying right in the smoke line, coming through outside zone 2 to 3. Tuerck in proximity as Chris goes a little bit long on that inside clip. Now on the transition right there, it looks like Tuerck may have lost his footing or the eyesight of what was going on and possibly tapped. Let's see on the transition. Forsberg is back on throttle here, and then right there.
Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
They're heading back to the pits. Looks like Ryan Tuerck might be calling a comp timeout.
Well, there may have been, because it was in the
Was there
smoke line,
contact?
there may have been a little contact there, and I think we want to verify that just in case.
All right, well, we're figuring everything out. Lorette Nickel caught up with Odi Bakchis, who's in the championship hunt.
Well, congratulations to Odi Bakchis taking that win, and you came into the hot pits and took the hood straight off and was checking. It looked like the belts. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. It's just really hot out here, and we're giving this thing hell. So I just got to make sure that it's staying together and doing my diligence as a mechanic / driver and helping my crew out, making sure this thing's running good. Yeah, it's just tough out here.
Odi, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Odi's electric tonight.
Yeah, dude, his hair's getting lit. He's feeling electric, the full moon. So we are finding out. So Ryan Tuerck was at fault as far as the contact goes. Forsberg looks like he will get the competition timeout. A lot of emotion here, man. Tuerck is, again, oh man, that front left. So you think they made contact? But right now, so we are now back to the battles. Ryan, what's going on there? Any updates that, again, I'm just kind of walking us through what we're seeing.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Pat, our
race control,
and also to the judges just to get some clarification and clarity on how each judge voted. And it was two judges went for Ryan Tuerck, and one was undecided, but it's majority.
Yep.
So it sounds like he felt like he didn't have enough information to make a result on. Pat was basically letting us know that they've offered both drivers to change their tires,
yep.
So it'll be fair. But it sounds like Tuerck rejected that, and we'll revisit what's going on in the hot pit after this battle.
All right, thank you so much. Odi Bakchis, Chelsea DeNofa. What would have been the third battle of the Great Eight. Now again, Chelsea can jump the light, but he doesn't. Wow, Odi comes ripping out of the chute, initiates. See if Chelsea can get up to the side of that Falcon Tires S14, and he does. But look at Odi just jump out of the hole, squat and jump. The bullfrog effect comes out into that front clip, and Chelsea DeNofa, massive angle there. Look at him massaging the back end, yanking to the brake, hitting that thing to slide out towards the back. A ton of smoke, very exciting. But man, did you see Odi get out of the hole on that? Man,
he squatted and just released out from outside zone number 1. DeNofa surges right here and then gets on throttle and blows right through outside zone 2. Now here comes DeNofa. Look at the angle from DeNofa in the chase position through the smoke line. Odi into outside zone 4. Great job by him, circling back around and putting a stamp on it towards the end. But DeNofa was able to catch up there towards that last corner. Let's take a look at it from this shot here. This camera.
Here
it is. Here it is one more time. Judges asking for this secondary replay. I think they want to look at this outside zone 1. You can see a little bit of adjustment there from DeNofa in the chase position, trying to find the footing there. Odi out front. A lot of left foot braking from Odi coming through that inside clip.
Chelsea threw some angle at it, but I think that, again, when you throw angle at it, you're taking momentum out of the car. So that slowed him down. Didn't get all the way out to that final outer zone, but of course it looks dynamic. This is where Odi's really going to, lean on his spotter as far as the attitude of the vehicle. But yeah, very, very fun to watch. Here we go. Now Chelsea DeNofa will lead. Odi Bakchis in the chase position. The driving that's going down, this track has created some dynamic chase runs. Now Chelsea out front, gets the clean air, and Odi Bakchis is bathing in that middle tire smoke. And that's what I was talking about. That's where the spotter needs to inform Odi Bakchis of what's going on. Oh my goodness! Oh, Doctor, are you kidding me? Stomp your feet, make some noise, drifting world.
Now that was some presence of sight and mind by Odi Bakchis there to know what to do in the chase position against Chelsea DeNofa, who's running an incredible lead run.
Odi.
Massive angle here from DeNofa, and Odi comes through right into the pocket there as DeNofa goes in outside zone 4, and then he keeps the pressure on through the finish line. Unreal. But just a dynamic driving by Odi and the presence of mind to know what to do in that smoke line and against a driver like Chelsea DeNofa, who has done some incredible things at that inside clip.
Here we go. Are we going one more time? Or are we getting a winner? DeNofa or Odi, Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Odi in the hunt for the championship. Brian says Chelsea DeNofa. Ryan says one more time, and Andy says one more time.
So I was just talking to Judge Ryan Lantain. I said, what did you think about the big angle that Chelsea carried? He's like, that was pretty much as perfect as you can do it. If he went any slower, it probably would have gone against him, but he timed it really well. And he also said Odi anticipated it very well, and that is one of the reasons why he voted for one more time, because it is no easy feat to tuck into the pocket like that when you got a driver like DeNofa throwing such big angle but still able to carry that momentum through inside clip 1. And sometimes when he's done that in practice and in qualifying, he hasn't been able to do it. That time he did, according to Ryan.
I liked your broken English. Odi, know what to do. It was good.
I'm losing syllables.
I know, exactly. Me too. Here we go, because it's getting so exciting. Piotr Visek, Fredric, Aasbo. Here what was to be the final battle, but we got one more times, we got half times, we got all the time. Piotr Visek, Fredric Aasbo right there in zone. Piotr filling all that second outer zone. Fredric Aasbo staying in it. Piotr just barely skimming past that front clip, and Aasbo not being shaken. Does take a little bit of a tighter line there, Ryan, in the chase. And again, fairly smooth. Again, Chelsea just has that little bag of tricks where he pulls it out, he hangs it out, and he rips it out.
Well, Aasbo did come to play here, Jared, because he kept the proximity on Piotr Visek, and we wanted to see if that was going to be the case. Up against Piotr, a very quick car. Aasbo right there in the pocket. Visek deep into outside zone 2. Great job coming across into 3. Aasbo right there makes a little slight correction in the chase, but keeping it close here as Visek goes right to the rumble strips in outside zone 4, and both drivers side by side into the final inside clip. Really good shot on board there. A little slight adjustment from Aasbo right before that inside clip.
So the track being set back up. Hey, you having fun out there, Texas? Make some noise. We'll get a wave going here in just a little bit. I'm getting texts and messages from everybody. Get a wave going. All right, just temper the flame, man. It's getting exciting out there. All right, maybe we'll do the sound wave even too. We'll get it going here. And here we go. Fredric Aasbo, Piotr Visek, the second half of this battle. The Rockstar Energy Drink, next entire Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla hatchback initiates in. Piotr Visek, the Candyman, sticks it right to the side of that Corolla. Can he maintain that? Into that second outer zone, just barely letting it pass by. Into that front clip, transitions in. Piotr Visek, whoa, Doctor! Houston, we got a problem. Ryan,
you could see that starting to build.
And this gets interesting because, Piotr hit him from the backside.
And Aasbo out front here. Visek is on him from the get-go, super close in the chase. Aasbo right at the edge of outside zone 3. Visek through, he's pushing forward.
Oof.
Wow, and it looks like at first pass that Visek was just coming in too hard there. Let's look at it, watch it again. Let's keep an eye on Aasbo. Obviously, that's a decel zone, so there should be an expectation of a slight slowing there.
Frustration here from Piotr, I think. No, he's frustrated. I think he's mad at himself here. Make some noise for both these drivers as they get outside.
Well, let's just think about this here, about possible scenarios, right? Let's assume that at first pass, Piotr Visek is at fault. That means Aasbo would get the win. That means Aasbo.
There you go.
That means Aasbo would have to try to repair whatever damage is to the vehicle. And
if it's repairable.
If it's repairable, and then the opposite would be true, because both cars look pretty hammed up right now.
So was that the, oh, that was the second half of it. That's right. So the scenario, and here it is. Fredric Aasbo gets the win, but it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Ryan Lantain.
You have to wonder if they can fix that car after that severe of a crash.
Yeah.
That's some high speed right there. Look at Piotr's car. It is, a lot of that is wrecked right now. So Aasbo gets the win based on the fact that Piotr was put at fault for that collision. We watched the replay and over again to see exactly who was at fault. And in that situation, Fredric Aasbo was slowing down in the decel area where he's allowed to do so. And as soon as he got back on throttle, the contact was made just as they were entering outside zone number 4. So Aasbo was doing what he was supposed to there, but we have never seen anybody transition that close after that inside clip the way that he did.
We thought we just saw the closest with Odi and Chelsea.
Right.
Oh, that's cute. Guess what? Lorette Nickel is with Aasbo now.
So I don't know what it is about Texas or Friday the 13th or full moons, but my goodness. First, Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Mom, I know you're watching. I'm okay. I'm definitely okay. I felt it in my elbow a little bit, but these cars are pretty safe. But when you compete here, you walk around all weekend and you kind of look over at that tire wall and you ask yourself, who's going to end up in that tire wall this time? And I've been able to stay away from it up until now, and now I got pretty deep into it. We were definitely going for it all out. This is one of those battles where you can't take, you got to go 110%, and that's what I did against Piotr. That's what he did against me. I felt him all the way through the course, and then I guess he pushed me a little too hard into this last corner, and that's all it takes. So I'm just happy that we move on. I mean, Piotr's heartbroken as well. This is more about the competition than the cars. We can fix the cars, but wow, what a show. I hope you guys are entertained.
I think everybody is, and the fans here supporting both you and Piotr. Looking at the car, is there any way that you can get back on track?
I mean, if there's some guys if there's anyone that can fix it, it's these guys. It's yet to see. It's definitely not going to look pristine if we do make it back out, but we're going to do our best. Hopefully we can get her somewhat straight. Yeah, let's cross our fingers and hope to see you guys back out there on track. Thank you.
Fredric, thank you very much. Jared, Ryan, back to you.
So, you know what? We're going to take a break when because we're going to have to get Aasbo's vehicle off course. They're going to have to straighten this thing out. The Grade 8 continues. Remember, we have a half of a battle, Tuerck and Forsberg. Aasbo, he's in it. Who's he going against? Odi or DeNofa. When we come back, the Grade 8 continues. Round 7, the showdown here. Oh, man, Advanced Auto Parts Showdown presented by Rain-X. You could see Stefan Papadakis moving from the spotter stand, moving down there. Ryan, we're bringing Ryan Lantain here. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Ryan, bringing in Ryan Lantain as we see this first-person view. Man, they are just splitting hairs.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody that close through that section ever, I don't think. Just looking at the level of proximity, that drone view is phenomenal. You can actually see the tire, like Piotr's front wheel almost touching as they come through there. He's so close. Watch here as he transitions. Comes through the smoke, and he just, a little bit too much. Aasbo is in his right to slow down a little bit there. He has to slow down. He's going towards that wall. He's got to get the car set, slowed down before he gets back on throttle to get through that zone. And just as he starts getting back on throttle there, you can see, watch a couple little handbrake pulls here. Boom, boom, and he's getting back on throttle, and then he gets nailed and sent into that tire wall. So Aasbo was really along for the ride at that point in time. He did not have any control over that situation.
So before we go on and find out what's going on here, Lorette Nickel is with Odi Bakchis, who's doing battle against Chelsea DeNofa that one more time.
With your spotter, you have that one more time battle coming up. So what were the words of advice from your spotter?
He was just encouraging. He said I did in the tough spots to follow Chelsea, and there's a few tough spots to follow him. He said I did great. I know where I let Chelsea kind of get away when I was following him, and I really can't wait to do it again and not let him get away this time.
Okay, best of luck, Odi.
Thank you.
Odi Bakchis just really consistently keeping it calm. No big range of emotion. Just keeps it right there. Keeps it vanilla, which ice cream's good, vanilla's good. Just keeps it keeps it cool. You could see the Blackout boys, Ryan Tuerck, who was at fault. He goes off course on that first portion of the battle. Chris Forsberg, Ryan Tuerck. Here's the second half of this battle. So now are things going to get shaken up? Ryan Tuerck needs to put down a solid lead run and potentially needs Chris Forsberg to make a mistake in order to advance on. Remember, the winner goes against James Deane in the final four. And looks like we are clear to send here, Ryan. Again, James Deane already in. This is the second half of this battle. Aasbo is in on the other side of the final four, and he'll go against the winner of Odi and DeNofa if he can get his car together. Thanks for rejoining us. The craziness continues here. The full moon is arising as Ryan Tuerck initiates. Chris Forsberg in the chase position. Now initiates through that big sweeper. And now into that second outer zone. Transitioning through the power rally. Ryan Tuerck ripping through. Now into this final outer zone goes Ryan Tuerck, and Chris Forsberg past it. Chris Forsberg in that chase position and crossing the finish line. And Ryan Tuerck goes into the dirt, overcooking it. Ryan Sage?
Well, you know that Tuerck needed to pull out all the stops there, right? He got charged with fault for the incident there after he drove off course. He was gonna have to lay down a solid lead run and hope that Chris made a mistake. Just missed that outside zone, was on a tighter line, and that caused him to go wide on that inside clip. This allows Chris to tuck up on the inside as well on that final inside clip as well. And look at Tuerck goes off course. Yeah. After the inside clip, he was blazing through that course. This is the first run. Let's take a look at the incident again. And it's been some time since that happened. And also with the Aasbo Visek wreck. Here it is, Tuerck coming through right there. You see the little bump on Chris, and then he drives off course.
The stands are still packed because you guys, man, you paid for the whole seat, but you only used the edge, right? Larry Chen getting some picks. Here we go. The results are in. Slide them left for Ryan Tuerck, right for Chris Forsberg. Ryan, Andy, and Brian. It looks like Chris Forsberg gets the win and is going against the other 5 championships between them. James Deane and Chris the Force Forsberg. We're live down here in the pits. They're putting wheels on it? Wow. Basically, we have 2 more battles where Aasbo could fix this vehicle. So we have Odi Bakchis, Chelsea DeNofa. They're up next, the one more time battle. We could see James Deane, Chris Forsberg go against each other. Then, can Aasbo get his car together to go against Odi and DeNofa?
Hard to know exactly what was damaged there. We saw a lot of aesthetic damage, but there was definitely some suspension problems and a lot of other issues that I'm sure we'll hear some stories about at the end of the night.
I would say eerily calm.
Yeah.
They seem really calm there. I mean, you saw, you know, Papadakis, arms crossed, feeling good. They're on their phones. I mean, I think all hands on deck. You know, they have 5, 6 crew members.
Yeah, and typically Steph is up here in the tower spotting, so
yep.
He was down on the track after the incident, surveying the damage and putting the team.
Here we go. This is the one more time battle. That was so exciting. And here we go. The judges want to see it go again. And here we go. Odi Bakchis into that sweeper. Chelsea DeNofa trying to stick it to him. Looks like he's tempered down a little bit. Maybe he's going to lunge forward here on the second. Third outer zone. There's that angle we're looking for. Chelsea DeNofa taps it in her clip. Odi Bakchis out to the outside zone. Chelsea DeNofa taking a tighter line there. Ryan, walk us through it here.
Well, let's take a look at the initiation from Odi. A couple e-brake pulls before he gets on throttle there. DeNofa driving right up next to him here. Deeper line as Odi comes off outside zone 2. Now over to outside zone 3. Could have been a little bit deeper there from Odi. But DeNofa adjusts, coming through the smoke line, trying to close the door now as Odi wraps with his final inside clip. But DeNofa right there through the finish line.
The course reset. 10 o'clock local time. I see the red moon rising. And Vaughn, excuse me, not Vaughn, but the other RTR Mustang. Chelsea DeNofa, the BC Racing, Nitto Tires, Ford Performance, Mustang RTR, Pennzoil running through the veins of this lead car, Chelsea DeNofa. slams it. You can see him grabbing that handbrake, yanking the brake. Odi Bakchis, a little bit of distance between them. These guys, the momentum. Oh, doctor, look at that. Chelsea DeNofa, massive angle. Odi cuts through it and lunges back to the side. Oh, whoa, we got liftoff. Odi going to the moon. And look at this.
Let's watch this initiation by DeNofa. Odi was on the brakes there, and then DeNofa gets on the gas, and Odi falls behind a little bit there, so that's definitely going to be a point to look at. DeNofa deep into that second out of zone. Once again, massive angle, full throttle. Odi comes through the smoke line. This time, the timing was a little bit different, and then right
Major
here,
Odi.
you see DeNofa and Odi collide.
Wow.
See the front end washes out here. DeNofa is on the throttle. Odi is right in the smoke line, and then right there, it looks like he hits right up near the right front wheel of Chelsea DeNofa. That pushes him way off course. The last time we went through this battle, Odi timed that inside clip, the transition to the outside zone 4 perfectly. This time it looks like he got a little bit of a different positioning, and that caused a tighter line.
Wow. Again, the plot thickens. So that was the second half of it, right? Again, I've completely lost our bearings here, but you can see, and that's not a smart move for Odi, but there it is. Look at this. So look, Odi takes himself out. Chelsea DeNofa gets the win. Chelsea DeNofa gets the win. So Ryan, our second, Odi, man, look at that. Hugs and handshakes, high fives, all the H's. Hugs, high fives, handshakes. Oh, man. So we have a Final Four. We have a Final Four, Ryan. We have finally gotten here to the Final Four. James Deane will go against Chris Forsberg. Chelsea DeNofa goes against Fredric Aasbo. Man, if the RTR team didn't work hard enough by thrashing to attempt to get that new engine in the vehicle, they're back at it. Chelsea DeNofa is going to the Final Four. He's going against Aasbo. So I throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with Say Howdy, Get Rowdy. What's up, Chelsea and Lorette?
Thank you so much, Jared. Chelsea, tonight is turning out to be like mayhem and chaos. What did you see?
So on my lead run against Odi, I was coming through outer zone 3, and I had a ton of angle, kept the momentum, transitioned to the outer zone. Got a quick handbrake to get out to fill the zone all the way, so the judges were stoked on that, and I fired off of it. And when I got on the gas, I felt a nudge, and I saw some parts fly in front of me, but I wasn't going to lift out of it, like just stay in the gas. And then shortly after that, like probably 10 feet later, I saw Odi's oil pan because he was trying to drive over the top of me. I think he just cut that line and tried to make that proximity and couldn't slow the car down fast enough. I mean, that's pretty common out here, so I see a lot of people having some pretty good wrecks in that area. I'm just happy that neither of us ended up in the tire wall.
Yeah, exactly. So your team now working on your car. Did you sustain some damage?
A little bit, mostly cosmetic, maybe a tie rod, possibly a lower control arm. Just he basically ramped up my wheel with his wheel. That's how he jumped in the air. So imagine all that force going into that wheel. So they're going to check it out, get me ready to battle whoever I have next. I don't even know who that is. Okay, sweet.
But you seem so calm right now.
Yeah, I'm actually just exhausted. I'm going to hit the podium, and then I'm going to sleep tonight.
Best of luck, Chelsea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Like I said, Ryan, it just seems like and Lorette called out Chelsea. It seems that everybody's just kind of this calm in the storm. They're just in the eye of the storm, I guess. But again, everybody's just thrashing.
Well, Jared, we are hearing that any moment now. Wow, look at that. We should be seeing James Deane and Chris Forsberg making their way to the line. They have been called to the line now. So that means that this will be our first Final Four battle to determine who's going to the finals. I think those two vehicles,
they're good. They're intact. Here we go. Let's start a wave going, Texas. Before these guys send it, James Deane, Chris Forsberg, let's start a wave. We're going right from here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here, I'm sending it your way. Go. Right here, VIPs, and send it back. Come on, keep it going, Texas. Our first battle, the Final Four. Send it all the way to the Toyota booth and back. Look at that, goes Toyota. Toyota, I know you can hear me down there now. Okay, now send it back. Sit down and stand back up. There's a rip current here in Texas. Here we go, James the Machine Deane versus Chris the Force Forsberg. Here, our first battle, the Permatex top 4. Initiated again is James Machine Deane. Chris Forsberg there in tow, taking a little bit shallower line. Trying to gain that proximity. James Deane into that second outer zone. Whoa, Doctor, look at that, Forsberg right there in tow. Transitioning into that final outer zone and into that final front clip. Make some noise, Texas.
Well, let's take a look at this again here. James Deane out front, the #1 qualification. Forsberg trying to scoot up on the inside. Deane deep into that outside zone. Forsberg on a slightly tighter line there, trying to keep proximity door to door with James Deane. Now coming through this inside clip, Deane nice and tight. Forsberg, good transition there, tries to get up in the pocket. Much better job here through the smoke line, but Deane leading him out front with a great lead run. Good transition there. Forsberg on a bit of a tighter line there. There he moves on to the correct line with Deane coming through that inside clip and then moving through that final outside zone. Both drivers coming through the finish line pretty close to each other.
Right. Chris Forsberg will now lead. James Deane will give chase. And we are clear to send here as the course is ready to go. Again, keep your lights up if you don't have them on. Round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Keep them waving, film it, whatever you got to do. Formula Drift here at Texas Motor Speedway. Chris Forsberg out front, waving for the shot as they go by. Chris Forsberg initiates. James Deane right there in chase into that outer zone. Let's see if Chris Forsberg can bring it into the second outer zone. Now into the power rally. There's James Deane right there in the mix. Past that front clip, allowing a little bit of distance in the transition. Into that second outer zone. There goes James Deane. Into that final front clip. There we go, right on Texas. Let's take a look here at it again, Ryan.
Unbelievable bit of driving here by both drivers. Nice initiation by Chris, but James Deane wants to get a good jump and stay right with him on this line. Super tight coming out of outside zone 2. Forsberg a little bit on the inside there. Can he reach out to outside zone 3? Yes, he can. James Deane goes a bit wide at the inside clip, but maintains proximity through the final turn. Here comes James Deane and Chris through the finish line. And a doozy on our hands. Here it is from Johnny FPV. Forsberg just at the edge of outside zone 2. Look at this transition right here by James Deane trying to get right up on the inside. A little bit less angle there, but James Deane is going to go a bit wide at that inside clip, but great on the proximity. And starting to see judges' results come through. Who's going to the finals?
Oh, man, yeah. Who is going through to the finals? Slide them left for Forsberg, right for James Deane, Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Brian says James Deane. Ryan says one more time, and Andy says James Deane gets the win. James Deane gets the win. And Forsberg is guaranteed 3rd place. Let's throw it down to Laurent Nickel, who's with Piotr Visek.
Peter's watching the big screen, watching his best friend and his teammate going against Chris Forsberg. We know there's a lot on the line, and I also know that you're not mentioning the word championship to James Deane at all. So what does he need to do to keep moving forward? What are words of advice that you've given him?
You know, the best way to to move forward is to win the next battle, and I think that's the best, to simply focus on the next opponent, and that's the biggest thing, because it doesn't matter if you are thinking about points and how much you can win or not. It's just the next battle is what's the most important thing.
And I think this means as much to him as it does to you watching this going on. So how do you keep your nerves at bay?
Oh, we are just, you know, trying to be here at the present situation, doesn't think too much about standings, points and stuff like that. It's just the next competition and next battle. So I know that he already been through a lot. He's a very experienced driver, so I know that this pressure is nothing new for him, and I really believe that if somebody will take it, it could be him.
And I feel like you're feeling a little bit bad about the situation between you and Fredric Aasbo. Is there anything that you want to say about that?
I definitely feel bad. You know, it's racing in the end. It's a racing incident, but you know, if you've been involved and you caused damage, it never feels good, especially for your opponent. If he will struggle to compete furthermore. So I'm just hoping that Freddy somehow will be able to fix his car and still be part of the competition.
Obviously a lot of respect between drivers. Thank you so much, Peter. Guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette. Thank you, Lorette, and thank you, Piotr. Ryan, updates. Fredric Aasbo. James Deane's already in the finals. He's to go against either DeNofa or Aasbo.
Well, if
Fill
you're
us in.
watching the tail end of that Peter Visek interview, you would have noticed that half of a machine making his way to the start line. We heard from race control that they're cutting body panels off of the vehicle, and they're going to, quote, give it a shot by getting in the burnout box. They have no idea how the vehicle is going to perform. They've done their best to get it up and running.
Sweet
but
headlights.
This has got to make Peter Visek feel pretty good here, because Fredric Aasbo has been given a second life and a second opportunity here to dig down deep and try to get to battle Chelsea DeNofa for the finals.
Yeah, Ryan, an unbelievable event. I mean, this event this year is probably the zaniest, or just the all-out, flat-out, wildest event.
Yeah, I think I agree. I definitely did not have this feeling in St. Louis. There was moments of it for sure, especially with a lot of the collisions that we saw were somewhat reminiscent, but it just seemed to be a bit more extreme here in Texas. At the beginning of the year in Long Beach, we're saying, you know, we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be Irwindale, and that's pretty much the feeling that I have right now.
Yeah.
Woke up and it's Irwindale, and the championship has been one of the more exciting ones that we've had in recent years. It's been so close, and there's so many drivers that could win it. We'll see where the points fall after tonight, Jared, because that will give us all the mathematical models that we need going into the final round of the year.
One headlight, 3 headlights total, 3 taillights total between 2 cars. You do the math. Here we go. DeNofa will lead. Aasbo will give chase. Battered and bruised, but still ready to rip. Here we go. Chelsea DeNofa initiates. So does Fredric Aasbo. Into that outside zone. Goes DeNofa. And look at this. Fredric Aasbo minus a front bumper, rear bumper, headlights. Trying to hang in there. But Chelsea DeNofa. DeNofa transitions. Takes a way tighter line. Fredric Aasbo obviously not 100% there. And DeNofa fills that outer zone, Ryan.
Well, I was waiting for Aasbo to come flying through that smoke line at inside clip 1 and be door to door with DeNofa, but that was not the case. DeNofa, massive smoke plume coming out of outside zone 1, coming off into outside zone 2, starting to stretch it out. Aasbo's closing the door here, but right here as he comes through the smoke line, bit of a tighter line, and you see some of the potential damage to the vehicle rearing its head there. DeNofa comes roaring through the finish line, and he is one step closer to making to the finals. Aasbo is going to need a solid, clean lead run, and DeNofa, in order to win here, will have to better the chase run that we just saw from Fredric Aasbo, which there's clearly some areas where he could do that.
So James Deane waiting to see who he's going to go against. Is it going to be second in points Fredric Aasbo? Right now I have to think there's an advantage going towards Chelsea DeNofa with, as you say, Ryan, you kind of expected Aasbo, the Norwegian Hammer, to dive out of that smoke. Not the case. Fredric Aasbo will now lead that Rockstar energy drink. Next in tire, Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla hatchback. Chelsea DeNofa, BC Racing, Nitto Tire, Ford Performance, Mustang RTR. Ready to rowdy. Outside zone, Chelsea DeNofa. Maybe some strategy here, but he needs to step it up in that transition. Coming through the smoke. Here goes Aasbo into the outside zone. Now it works out as Chelsea gets to that outside zone, and I think that's exactly what he needed to do. Got a little sketchy.
Yeah, it did.
DeNofa got deep into that, flirting with the dirt in there.
Well, you can see on the initiation, I just don't think Aasbo has the goods mechanically here to compete at the level of DeNofa. Based on what we saw there in this second run, you can see a little bit of wavering from Aasbo coming through the center section. So much smoke still waiting to clear. DeNofa super close to the wall there and almost makes a critical mistake, but was able to get through it.
So it looks like, again, we might have the verdict, and if that's the case, the finals will be set. James Deane will be going against a driver, or are they going one more time? I have to assume they're going to slide him right forward. DeNofa, unfortunately, to Aasbo, and that is the case. Chelsea DeNofa is going to the finals. Ryan, Mr. Consistent, James Deane going against Styles for Miles, the rowdy one, Chelsea DeNofa. Just absolutely boofing it out there and just backing it in. So Deane versus DeNofa in the finals. DeNofa needs to throw on a fresh set of Nitto tire rubbers, and he'll be ready to send it here for the finals. Welcome back here to Texas Motor Speedway. We are live, baby, as the finals are here. James Deane versus DeNofa. DeNofa is in the finals, and he took out a very, I don't even know what he looks like, but I guarantee he's still got a smile on his face. His team worked hard. Lorette Nickel is with Freddie Aasbo, the Norwegian Hammer.
Jared, thank you so much. I know you're smiling. I know you just walked around, gave all your teammates a high five. This was your headlight that was duct taped to the front of the car. But Fredric, talking about the beginning of this whole thing, Steph Papadakis was about to call it. It looked like you guys were doomed to get out there. Man, the tenacity, the fight, the heart that you guys have. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, it ain't over till it's over, right? Or till the fat lady sings or something like that. It was a mad dash here trying to get it ready, and then we discovered that the subframe was actually shifted over. Everything's cracked in the rear of the car. The transmission got stuck in reverse. So we had to deal with all of that. Somehow the boys got to adjust the toe and the camber and everything somewhat right. And the car actually wasn't that bad to drive. I mean, it may look like a Frankenstein creation, but it drove nicely. And the reason we lost was not because of the car. I just wasn't able to follow Chelsea's line there. I think our lead run was pretty good. We were able to gap him, but it wasn't enough. So I think this proves that you should never give up. No matter what, do not give up. So please, can I have a big round of applause for my guys here? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And one more question for you, if you wouldn't mind. How were your nerves when you were driving? Because the team was saying the car wasn't 100%. Was that playing on your mind?
Heck no. I've driven a lot of beat-up cars. I mean, you got to remember, I grew up playing in the snow. I've driven all kinds of toe angles, and oh, that was cold water, yeah. Oh, man, that was cold. I think that as a drift driver, you need to be able to drive a car that's not perfect, because a lot of times it won't be perfect. And I think today was testament to that. I had an e-brake that only worked on one side, and it was slightly interesting, but look, it's never going to be perfect, so might as well make the most out of it.
Fredric, thank you so much. You and the team should be so proud of the effort that you guys put in. And now, Fredric Aasbo about to watch the finals. Jared, back to you.
Thank you, Lorette. And I feel like we heard like a bunch of successories there. It was like, don't give up, never give up, and this and that. And again, that was awesome, man. Hat tip to the team, right? Like Lorette said, you look calm. He says, I'm exhausted. I mean?
Yeah, no, I think all of us are exhausted. I can only imagine what it's like to be a driver right now. And, you know, we were talking in the break, Jared, about how to set the stage for this battle, so to speak. What can we expect as fans of these two drivers here in the finals? And the first thing that comes to mind is that, you know, Chelsea DeNofa, he does have that X factor. Right, he's been doing things that other drivers have not done at this particular track, especially at that inside clip. And I think he is very well suited to do well here against James Deane. James Deane, on the other hand, he is an X factor, right?
Well played.
He has been the most consistent driver, arguably the past 3 years, just based on the championships, but in general.
Today,
and after
this weekend.
And after, you know, a tough start to the season with some mechanical issues, we've seen the James Deane of old. But I think if DeNofa plays on that razor edge, doesn't he? His razor edge might be undefeatable, but it's got to be right there, right? Because James is so consistent. You know he's going to come out and just lay it down. I think if Chelsea can run the run that he wants to with what he's been doing and what we've seen him do, very possible that he could get his second win in this championship.
Yeah, and you know there's a spotter over there that's in his ear. I'm talking about looking over our shoulder up here in the announcer's booth and the judging booth. There's a spotter's tower, and guess what? There's only 2 more spotters left that are active, I should say. So one, they're talking to Chelsea. The other, talking to James Deane. And James Deane will lead And we are clear to send. Texas, you ready to send it? Here we go. Our finals are set. On 3, let's yell send it as loud as possible. 1, 2, 3, send it! James Deane, Chelsea DeNofa. James Deane, feint entry into the outside sweeper. Chelsea DeNofa right there. Not mirroring that angle, and look at that, giving him a little bit of distance here is Chelsea DeNofa into that second outer zone, transitioning into the third. Past that front clip, James Deane actually tapping that. Whoa, Doctor getting into outer zone 4 and around that final clip. Ryan, we got a full pull here.
50% of the way through. Let's see how it played out here. Deane snaps into the initiation, back on throttle early. DeNofa right there, but then falls back a little bit on a slightly lower line. Then he gets in line here with Deane coming to outside zone 2. Coming across, Deane is wide. Chelsea on a little bit of a tighter line. DeNofa hits that inside clip. We've seen the judges be very critical about that, but now as we close up the final section, DeNofa starts closing the gap towards that final inside clip. Now DeNofa will go to the lead. This is where we've really seen him shine, especially through that first inside clip. Can James Deane handle the angle? We know James is one of the best chase drivers out there, never really phased in any situation, but can DeNofa get the best of him here in the finals?
So now, can James Deane again make it perfect? Chelsea DeNofa will lead. And could this be the final battle of the showdown? How are we doing? See Vaughn getting Jr., the RTR team. Vaughn's weekend got cut short. But now they're, like he said, he's got one more pony in the race. And he's pulling for his boy, Chelsea DeNofa. And looks like we are still picking up some debris. That first inner clip. Texas, you guys have fun tonight. Man, the stands are still packed here in Texas. Tell a friend. The finals are here. Hashtag FDTX. My name's Jared Deane. Thank you for Ryan Sage, Lorette Nickel, our broadcast team, and all the hardworking staff, all our track workers. Thank you to Ford and Ford Performance for providing the trucks. And all you, the fans, thank you so much. 16 years of Formula Drift competition. Hey, I want you guys to break out your lights again. Larry Chen said break out your lights again, but shine it on them when they go past that final outer zone. So keep them up until they're past that final outer zone. Hold them up. Larry Chen is across the track. See if he can grab this so we can light up the night. Here we go. Send it for potentially the final time. Round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Chelsea DeNofa out front, James Deane in the chase position. James Deane quickly, the machine gets to the side of DeNofa. They look like one headlight going into the outer zone, down to the second outer zone, transitioning through, into the third outer zone. Past that front clip, light them up. There we go, Texas. Past that final outer zone, Chelsea DeNofa. James Deane give himself a little bit of room. Woo-wee! Make some noise, Texas. Ryan, what do you think? Walk us through it slowly.
DeNofa had some crazy angle around the final inside clip. But let's take a look at this on the first outside zone. Deane locks in, but DeNofa giving him a good lead to lock into, hitting that second outside zone. DeNofa, great job in outside zone 3. Through the inside clip, beautiful angle there. Deane falls back for a second. Now watch DeNofa angle up massively, but to get to that inside clip, James Deane right there through the end. Wow, tough call for the judges here. Deane was pretty on DeNofa the majority of the course, fell back for a second after that inside clip. DeNofa threw big angle there.
That X factor you talked about, that was what you're talking about. And James, how he managed it. Did he manage it properly or enough to offset that gangster angle?
You know, I think I've seen DeNofa throw a little bit more angle at it, but this time he came through with really clean, smooth angle, not the huge, massive angle that he has pulled off before, but it still looks beautiful. Massive angle here through that inside clip. This is Deane on the left in the front and DeNofa on the right. Unbelievable battle here in the finals. Chelsea DeNofa looking to lock in his second victory of his career, and James Deane trying to rack up a few more points against Aasbo et al. Going into Irwindale.
Look at this. Here we go. Slide him left for DeNofa. Slide him right for James Deane. Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Ryan says one more time. Andy and Brian say. Brian says James Deane. Andy says one more time. Ryan. Welcome to the Formula Drift Twilight Zone. You're going to see some things that will blow your mind. And what a beautiful night. Got a beautiful breeze blowing through and summer breeze. Woo! All right, so let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. She's talking to the machine, the green bean, James Deane.
James Deane, an unbelievable battle with Chelsea DeNofa that's leading you into a one more time. Man, it's like you guys are on a razor's edge, so how do you move forward?
I don't even know. Absolutely insane battle. I tried to lead as well as I could. Worked out nicely. He was in close proximity, especially towards the end of the track. And while I was chasing, I think I have never chased a car with so much tire smoke. I was completely blinded. Going through the first inner clip, I was just like trying to stay on throttle and hoping that I was going to pop out, not in the grass or not in the wall. It was scary, but we managed to keep it on track and get it one more time. So looking forward to that. I don't even know what I can learn from that battle. I just have to take a chance again going through that smoke. It's insane.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thank you, Lorette. Yeah, those Nittos kick out a ton of smoke, and Chelsea, his wheel speed and what he's got going on with that Ford Mustang. Again, everybody's been saying it, and Ryan, we've been saying it. So the amber visor is up right now. He's about to go back in time. Oh, my goodness. So that PBK, painted helmet, PBK all up in the mix. Give him a little one knuck, one and done. There we go, knucks all around. Yeah, buddy. I know y'all are tired. And there it is. Make some noise, Texas! The one more time final is here. Pound your feet. Let them hear you. Stomp the rafters. Stomp the stands. Let's get an earthquake going here at Texas Motor Speedway. James Deane, Chelsea DeNofa. We're ready to send it. James Deane will lead. Chelsea DeNofa give a chase. This one more time battle. The machine out of the gate. We got a clean start. We haven't seen a restart. No cones have been hit this year. For this event, excuse me. James Deane, Chelsea DeNofa right there. Chelsea. Great proximity from him getting out that second outer zone, and James Deane transitioning into that second outer zone. Chelsea DeNofa punting that front clip out to the outer zone goes James. Chelsea now getting to the side of Deane. Woo!
Well, this time DeNofa went on the attack with only one mistake, and it was at that inside clip. Let's take a look at Deane's lead. He gets into the outside zone, looking good. DeNofa got into the pocket, pushed the pace through the second outside zone, and then right here on the transition, a slightly tighter line, and that caused him to hit this inside clip. So we'll take a look at that as Deane goes to his chase run. But then DeNofa comes back and puts the pressure on, and Deane went wide there at that final inside clip.
Good shot here. Coming into that third outer zone. You can see James getting deeper. Chelsea trying to massage, trying to get that handbrake to cause the back end to slide out and get it around that front clip, but it fails to do so. He center punches and actually takes it as a souvenir across the finish line underneath his vehicle. So that's always a feat, and you could get pretty dicey if that front clip gets underneath your wheel. It could slide out and cause you to definitely mess up. So now Chelsea DeNofa will lead. James Deane will give chase. What do you guys think? Where are my James Deane fans at? How about where are my Chelsea DeNofa fans at? Wow. A lot of DeNofa fans here in the building. Who wants to see him go one more time? Oh, okay. We want to get an answer now. We're like, all right, I got things to do. It's almost 11 o'clock. All right, let's see if we can get a winner. Lights are on. We're ready to send it. Yell, send it on 3. 1, 2, 3, send it! Chelsea DeNofa, James Deane. Here in the second half of this one more time battle. Chelsea goes in hard. James Deane talks about that smoke and how thick it is. Can he bring that X factor? Here's that big initiation around that front clip. Whoa, buddy! James Deane transition. Oh, and James makes a mistake. A mistake there by the machine.
It came
and Chelsea was kryptonite. It came down to that X factor, Ryan.
Well, it came down to that
Front
inside
clip.
clip, and that's what the judges are going to be scrutinizing, because Chelsea had a solid chase run. He made that one mistake on the inside clip, and now here again we have another incident. Let's take a look. DeNofa, this time he does put some crazy angle to it. He was on a little bit of a tighter line. Deane hits the inside clip and then gets caught up there. So this is what the judges are going to be looking at. What was the cause of that? Okay, this will be great to see. Watch DeNofa out front. Let's see if he keeps his forward momentum. Watch for any brake lights or anything like that that the judges are looking for. He looks pretty consistent through there at first pass. So now the judges are going to start putting in their results unless they're asking for any other replays. If we see some results come in and we do not see the box come up, that means we do have a winner.
We might have a victor, and it looks like we do, Ryan.
Yes. That is official. We do have a winner, so we will bring them down now. Unbelievable.
All right, we do have a winner. Again, they will bring them down front and center. And we will have our winner announced both here and on the podium. We'll give out our carbon fiber trophies over on the podium. Here comes Forsberg, who gets that final podium spot, third place here in Texas. James Deane. As the smoke clears, there are podium finishers. Getting out of the car, hugs all around. Let's kick things off with third place. Third place here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Advanced Auto Parts The Showdown presented by Rain-X. Third place in the NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370Z on Nexen tires, Chris the Force Forsberg. Now your winner. The championship still up for grabs as we saw. Hey, round of applause for all our drivers so they can hear you once again. The championship will be decided in California, the Golden State. The Golden Boy here tonight has podium this year. And I got nothing else really. So without further ado, your winner here at Texas, the Lone Star, unanimously from all 3 judges, getting the win at Advanced Auto Parts The Showdown presented by Rain-X, round 7 of the Black Magic Pro Championship. The winner is Chelsea DeNofa gets the win in the BC Racing Nitto Tires Ford Performance Mustang RTR. DeNofa gets the win here in Texas. Hugs all around. And that means second place and your current Formula Drift Championship points leader. Second place here in Texas in the Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires S15, James the Machine Deane. So there you go, 3-2-1. Forsberg, Deane, and DeNofa. All the way up top at this time. Want to make sure she's down there. Lorette, you're with our winner now.
I got him, I'm down here. There's a lot of celebrations going down here. Your boss, your friend, Vaughn Gittin Jr. grabbed you in a big bear hug. Man, Chelsea DeNofa, you have been waiting for this moment since 2016 in Long Beach. You've done it. Man, I know you're exhausted, but you put so much on the line. Your heart, your energy, everything. What do you have to say about tonight?
It was just amazing. The crew did such an awesome job out there. The car was perfect every single time we drove it. The small wreck we got into, they fixed it. It was perfect coming out. It's been fast all weekend, out of the trailer, and it's just been so drivable that I could just be an absolute lunatic out there. I was driving, and I'm like, this is too much. And then the next run, this is more than the last one. And I'm like, this is a lot. I need to like relax a little bit. But then we had James for the winning battle, and I knew I had to drive as hard as I could.
Unbelievable. And Vaughn Gittin Jr. told me that you've been working so hard, and you have just shown that for 2020, you are a championship contender. So how do you keep that momentum moving forward?
Well, I think we've been working on this car and this setup, and the team's been doing a phenomenal job with my feedback, Vaughn's feedback. Every lap is 2 laps, you know, just doing everything we can, and we just need to keep doing that. The team's been winning events, every event, even though the placement doesn't show it, because they've been doing such a good job. And man, this thing is just awesome.
Well, what do you want to say to all the fans that were screaming for you all night long? These guys, they had your back all night.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Some of you guys might not know, but I actually got my Formula D license in Texas driving this track. So it's definitely good that you guys are here supporting me, and finally good to put it on the box here.
Chelsea DeNofa, congratulations. Your winner in Texas Motor Speedway.
All right, thank you so much, Lorette Nickel. As Ryan Lantain, going to you. Final thoughts.
Yeah, Chelsea drove the wheels off that car this weekend. The angle that he was pulling through inside clip 1 while maintaining momentum is what got him the win here, I think, today. You know, being able to do that repeatedly, consistently, and placing that car so close to the clip, transitioning, getting it all the way out to outside zone 4 in a very dangerous, scary area like that repeatedly, and he phased the champion, James Deane.
Yeah.
James Deane was not able to hang with him through that area on that last run, which is not something that's easy to do, something that's very difficult to do. So really impressive from him, and I'm sure the team's really proud. And congratulations to the top 3 finishers, and we'll see you guys in Irwindale in a few weeks.
See you in Irwindale. See you at the podium. All right, so thank you, guys and gals. On behalf of Ryan Lantain, our judges, Brian Eggert, Andy Yen, Ryan Sage, Lorette Nickel, I'm Jared Dienda. Congratulations, Chelsea DeNofa. Like Lorette said, this hasn't happened in a few years, but what a crazy event. We'll see you at Irwindale. Guess what? It's my birthday, October 18th and 19th, so we'll party. We'll shut it down. We're going to burn it down at the House of Drift for the final round of the 2000.